Hello, how you doing? So I'm just walking down the trail. It's like I'm actually in the city, but it's a trail that goes along the river. There, hear the cars. There's actually a lake over there, and it's one of the cool things about northern Utah is if you know your trails and your river walkways and things like that, you can it can be amazing what you can come across even in the middle of the city. Um, yeah, this would be a good spot to pop off the trail and smoke a bowl. I wish I still smoked herb. Boy, I miss it. Is that a joint? Oh no, gosh damn it. I wish it was. I just ate an apple instead. That's what I did when I quit smoking cigarettes. I'd go sit down next to all the people smoking cigarettes at your job, the smoking cigarettes area, and sit down. Everybody's pulling out their cigarettes, and I'd pull out like an apple and, I still, when I get gum out, I still get my gum and I pretend like I'm smoking it, and every once in a while someone says, "What are you doing?" It's like, it's not fair, Everybody gets to smoke cigarettes. I should at least be able to pretend like I smoke, Fun stuff. No, but yeah, I won't quit forever with cannabis just because I wouldn't give the antagonists of the human story that much pleasure. So just something kind of interesting has come up in my journey of it's called a journey, and that is a good word for it, just being transgender. But I don't know what kind of journey it is. It's in a way it's journey of self-discovery, and another way and I think even more so it's like you already knew yourself. It's more like you're getting to know the world around you, much more than you're getting to know yourself. But this is an example of that. So I went to this group of trans people meeting together thing, and I showed them my tattoo. You guys on my YouTube channel have seen me, part of me's female, see the female thing, part of me's male, and part of me is something in between. But gender's a spectrum, and people need to stop comparing trans women to cis women, and understand why we're both women, and so I've already done a lot of videos on that, but now it's the second time that someone that's educated on it, that knows a lot about it, said, so are you a trans femme? Or trans feminine? And I'm like, oh, there's that word again. Last time it was a therapist who called me trans feminine, and I was like, oh, what? Trans feminine, whatever. I blew it off both times. I'm like, oh, whatever, you can call me whatever you want, it don't matter to me, I guess, as long as you don't call me a cis man. But this time I googled it and looked it up, and my style is always to find 3 or 4 sources before I decide I think I know something. And I looked it up. One of the places said they can be used trans woman and trans feminine can be used interchangeably, and that most trans women don't really care. They would just say whatever floats your boat. If you Google it, you'll see what I mean. That's what it says. Yes, one of the choices you have to click on. And I thought that was funny because that's exactly what I've been doing, just like whatever floats your boat. But a part of me is like, why is it so irritating for a trans woman to be called a woman? It's like, to me, the word woman means that you want and need the things that women want and need, and experience the things that women experience. If you live the life of a woman and think and feel and dream and do and experience and desire and if your life is a woman life, then it's just doing everyone a favor by being more accurate in your description by using the word woman to describe the person, if you ask me. But I guess it is, that's what you want to call me. But one other place it said trans feminine, someone that was born a boy but identifies as a woman and lives as a woman, but yet doesn't feel doesn't identify with being a man, but part of her isn't completely a woman either, or something along those lines. And that was exactly what I was afraid of. All my talk about, trans women and part of me's male, part of me's female, and all that stuff, what I'm doing there is, it's not so much that that's what I believe about myself, because the things I believe about myself are much more simple. I'm not a, there's like peacemakers and warmongers, and like people that unify and people that separate, I'm someone that unifies and is a peacemaker, so things can be really simple. I don't need everything to be so complicated so that I'm dividing and conquering and all that stuff, So it's just, like why complicate it just to agitate people? Why not do things that's compatible so that more people live better lives? And so when I say that and show my tattoo and part of me's man, part of me's woman, and part of me's something in between, that whole talk, what I'm really doing is I'm trying to give the world something better to say than a trans woman's a man in a dress. It's like all gender says it's a spectrum. You literally have no real good intentioned, logical, or scientific reason to call a trans woman a man in a dress. A man in a dress isn't the same thing. Those people they're bad people, because they're trying to hurt people. It is because of religion. It's always for religious reasons, even when it's political. At the root of it, it's they feel their religion is being threatened. And then when it sometimes it isn't, but those are just people that have heard that suggestion and have believed it, maybe for political reasons. But at the root of where the brain that was doing the thinking for them did it for religious reasons, or the brain that did the thinking for the brain that did, that's the root of it. So anyways, that's what I wanted to do. Am I trans feminine? If you ask me, I say no. Just call me a trans woman. Why would you? Why would it's agitating to everybody? Like, I don't see why it can't be just LGBT. What's LGBTQ plus? It's like, what may be the Q, but like, and the plus is just like everything else, and sometimes it is other things and stuff. It's just like, like, when are people just gonna try to come up with concepts that unifies people? Why does everything have to be separated out and everything like that? If we know that, that nature makes transgender people and transgender animals and gay people and gay animals, then LGBT, and bisexual people and bisexual animals, LGBT, and that pretty much covers everything, Then just use the word queer when it's the right moment, and then like why would it need to be more said than that, if you ask me? But it's that same thing, like, I'm not really against it. It's like whatever floats your boat, but at the same time, what I recommend is for the people that are super worried about it for religious or political reasons, use this. When you call me a woman, it's just because it's using it as an umbrella word. I'm a trans woman. That's why there's two words. Start using the word cis woman if you're worried about it when talking about gender. But sometimes call both of us a woman. Why do I need to always be called a trans woman? Sometimes just call me a woman, and just like, it's the difference between love and narcissism,